If you want to understand how Xi Jinping became the most powerful person in China since Mao, you have to forget the idea that power in China works like elections, speeches, and TV debates. China's political system is more like a giant, multi-level strategy game where the only path to the top is to survive, adapt, outmaneuver, and outlast everyone else. And Xi, he mastered the game. He didn't start from nothing. He was born as a princeling, the son of a revolutionary hero from the early communist era. That gave him prestige and access, but China's politics don't care about your last name forever. When his father fell out of favor during the Cultural Revolution, young Xi was sent to the countryside to live in a cave house village and do farm labor. This was his rough origin story. Instead of turning against the system, he studied it. He learned how to stay quiet, move strategically, and survive political storms, skills that would become his secret weapons later in life. Xi did not rise through Beijing by accident. He worked his way up province by province, running towns, cities, and eventually whole regions. His reputation formed slowly but strongly. Reliable, low drama, disciplined, and always loyal to the party line. While other politicians chased fame or fought public battles, Xi played the long game. Think of that one classmate who never causes trouble, does consistent work, and somehow always ends up in charge of the group, quietly, without making noise. That was Xi. By the mid-2000s, China's leadership was dealing with corruption, power struggles, and growing economic pressure. They needed someone steady, someone who didn't belong to a dangerous political faction, someone who looked safe. Xi checked every box. In 2007, he entered the Politburo Standing Committee, the inner circle of Chinese leadership. That was the moment he officially became a future contender. Then came 2012, a year that felt like a plot twist from a political thriller. A rising political star, Bo Xilai, fell into a massive scandal shaking the system. While chaos unfolded around him, Xi remained touched, quiet, and neutral. The party needed a calm, uncontroversial successor to Hu Jintao, and once again, Xi looked like the safest choice. He was appointed General Secretary of the Communist Party, Chairman of the Military Commission, and President of China. But the world still didn't know what kind of leader he would become. Once in power, Xi launched the largest anti-corruption campaign in modern Chinese history. His slogan was "Hunt tigers and flies," meaning both top officials and low-level bureaucrats. Millions were investigated, hundreds of elites fell. To the public, it looked like a heroic cleansing of a corrupt system. Inside the party, everyone understood the deeper message. Loyalty is non-negotiable, and any rival power center would be dismantled. This campaign did more than fight corruption. It reshaped China's political hierarchy and positioned Xi at the absolute center of power. With his authority solidifying, Xi began rewriting the system itself. He took control of key national committees that guided everything from finance to security. He restructured the military so generals answered directly to him. He inserted his ideology, Xi Jinping thought, into schools, universities, and party institutions. And in 2018, he removed the two-term limit for the presidency, effectively erasing the expiration date on his rule. This wasn't just a leader exercising power, it was a leader redesigning how power works. He also needed a narrative, a mission that would make his leadership feel bigger than just one person. That's where the China dream came in, a story about national revival, global strength, high-tech independence, and military modernization. By tying himself to this dream, Xi positioned his leadership as essential for China's future. Supporting the new era became, in many ways, the same as supporting Xi. As China grew more assertive on the global stage, tensions with the US and others intensified. Xi framed this competition as a natural part of China's return to greatness, something the country had been denied for a century. Inside China, he implemented tighter digital control, expanded surveillance, and strengthened censorship, all to maintain stability during this transformation. To his supporters, he became the protector of China's dignity. To critics, the architect of the most centralized rule in decades. Either way, his impact is undeniable. He is the defining force of China's direction today. So how did Xi Jinping take power? He played the long game.
He combined patience with survival instincts, used anti-corruption campaigns to neutralize rivals, restructured the military and government to centralize authority, and inserted his ideology, Xi Jinping thought, into packing his leadership in a national revival narrative. He didn't seize power in a sudden move. He grew into it, locked it down, and built a system where his role became the default setting.
In the end, Xi Jinping's rise wasn't some random twist of fate. It was the result of perfectly aligning personal ambition, political timing, and a system that rewards those who learn how to navigate its layers. He stepped into a China that looked powerful on the outside, but was deeply anxious on the inside. Corruption, factional fights, growing wealth gaps, and a world that was shifting faster than Beijing expected. Xi didn't just respond to these pressures, he used them. He framed himself as the stabilizer, the purifier, the one who would restore China's strength. And in a system built on loyalty, narrative, and control, that message landed exactly where it needed to. Today, whether you admire him, fear him, or simply observe him, one thing is impossible to deny. Xi Jinping didn't just take power, he reshaped it. He redesigned what leadership in China looks like, rewrote the limits of authority, and positioned himself as the center of a new political era. His story isn't just about one man rising. It's about how modern China decided what kind of future it wanted and the type of leader it believed could deliver it. And the world is still trying to understand what that choice will mean for the decades ahead.